Aloha, I'm Nicholas Jordan Moore. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of resilience and give you some examples from my life on how resilience has really paid off and what it's actually doing for me now. So, what is resilience? It's the ability to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles come your way. Anything worthwhile is gonna have struggles, is gonna have difficulties. If you're gonna try to do anything that's gonna actually have a significant impact on the world around you, you're gonna go through some obstacles. And the more we can prove to ourselves that we can overcome hard things or that we can accomplish difficult things, the more we do that, the more our confidence grows. So wherever you're at on this resilience journey and how much you've been resilient in your life, try not to think of that as some sort of ceiling. Just because you haven't been that resilient in the past doesn't mean that you can't be really, really resilient going forward. But it's training the voice in your head and really proving to yourself that you can move through really difficult things. So, just for an example, me publishing my book has been a very difficult process. So, not actually the publishing part, but the part after. Being a self published author, selling more than a handful of books can be really tough. And I didn't know how I was going to do that. I didn't really have a lot of funding. My body was breaking down, so I couldn't really do a lot of the work that I was doing. But I was determined. I took out loans from friends to be able to move to Oahu, and I just bet on myself. I was like, I don't care what happens, I can figure this out. I'm still paying off those debts, but my income's consistently higher than it's ever been. And, I'm still working my butt off. I'm still being resilient, but it didn't go without some really, really difficult moments. Like, my first original game plan was to move to a different part of the Big Island and live with a friend for a little while and try to save up some money there and live for free. That plan blew up, and then I had to figure something out really quick, and I was stressed. So I was like, all right, I got to move to Oahu. So I got a little bit, whatever money I had. I mean, I got it down to the very last dollar pretty much to be able to make it over here. And then I got here and I had to wait for my car to get shipped over here, so that took a little bit more time, so I couldn't really sell any books. So I was knocking on doors. The first few weeks that my book was out, I was going around knocking on doors with a backpack full of books. If you've never knocked on doors before, that's a way to build resilience. You will get a lot of doors slammed in your face. A lot of people don't like you knocking on their door, but I sold a lot of books at the same time. And if you look at the negatives or the failures or the doors being closed, you just focus on that, then that's all you're going to get. But if you just stay diligent, like, all right, even if I just sold one book, well, man, that one book might change somebody's life, might really help somebody. So you got to believe in yourself, and you just got to keep moving forward. But that resilience didn't stop there, not with just me knocking on doors, because that was working, but I wouldn't say that it was really a long-term plan. And I had this idea, I was like, all right, I'm going to get a sign. I'm going to get a big sign that says free poetry. I'm just going to go to Waikiki Beach all day, every day. I'll just sell books there because there's lots of tourists, so there's new faces there every day. I bought a big sign. I got a cart, pulled out my books, brought it there. The first day went great, and then the second day, the cop comes up to me. He's like, you can't do this. It's like, what? What are you talking about? This is my whole plan to be able to make a living. And it was too much, so I had to go back to the drawing board. It's like, all right, well, I can't have a cart full of books. I can't have a sign sitting on the ground, a big A-frame sign. All right, what about a picket sign? They can't stop me from doing a picket sign. And I'll just carry the books in my backpack. So I just like, all right, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to figure this out. And then I went back to the beach, and I figured out a new way to do it. And it was legal, and it worked. And then, almost got in a wreck. So my brakes went out in my car, and literally I didn't have enough money to buy my brakes and they actually went totally out the day before I could actually get them fixed. And I had to live at the top of a hill. And that morning I coasted down the hill, ran a stop sign, ran a stop light, had to swerve around somebody because I could not stop. But made it, got my car, and everything's been fine. Wouldn't recommend doing that. But my point is, no matter what curveballs or difficulties come in life, accept them with vigor. Don't just be okay with them. Really look at every challenge and really every difficulty that you go through as an opportunity and as a blessing. Because we all want wisdom. We all want to be wise. We all want to be able to help other people. But you can't find true wisdom. You can read all the books you want, but unless you've actually experienced difficulties and gone through hard things yourself, you won't actually understand what those words mean. So every time something difficult happens or hard things in life come or you don't know how to handle something, just tell the world to bring it on. Give me more. This is making you a better person. This is making you more resilient. This will give you a story to tell to your kids about some difficult time that you had to progress through and how it made you a stronger, more resilient, and tougher person. So, and wiser and more compassionate and more empathetic, which is huge. The more that we actually go through in our own lives, the more empathetic we are to others because we understand that life can be really, really difficult and confusing sometimes. So, this talk is about resilience, but I truly believe that the way that you can make it become more resilient is if you take on that attitude that you're grateful for the difficulties and the struggles. So don't shy away from difficult things, embrace them fully, and you'll become a more well-rounded, empathetic, stronger, and compassionate, and more resilient person. So I hope this talk helped. I know I have lots of other resilient stories I could share with you in my book. I hope you get a chance to read it. It's Who Am I? Vulnerability Equals Powerability. It's on Amazon. Just the other day I found out I got my 57th Amazon review, so I'm at 4.9 stars. If you've read the book and you haven't left a review, please leave a review for me. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please leave a comment or subscribe or like below. I appreciate y'all joining me, and sending you off with a bunch of love. I'm Nicholas Jordan Moore, reminding you that you're worthy of abundance, love, and happiness. Until next time.